Atlanta Season 3, Episode 7, titled Trinity to the Bone. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? I go by the name of The Black Abstract. If you're new to the channel, do me a small little favor, just a small little tidbit. I just want you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, so we can do this again. So this episode of Atlanta was another one-off. So far, this is the third one we got where they kind of derailed from the original crew to tell these one-off stories, and they all seem to be about some white folk interacting with some black folk, and the results are not what you expect. So listen, Atlanta's episode Trinity to the Bone explores the relationship between a longtime caregiver and the family that's relied on her for years. The episode is directed by Donald Glover, and it explores this relationship right after their caregiver Sylvia has died, and it's fascinating. And it's fascinating that the show takes on this issue by giving so much life and so much space and so much power to a character who has passed away. There's deep symbolism in here, and the fact that she's dead, she still plays a big part in their life. So listen, this is the top WTFs of this episode. We're gonna talk about it. Listen, first of all, was that Chet Hanks at the funeral? You know, Tom Hanks' son, you know, White Boy Summer, you know, domestic disputes with his black girlfriend, Chet Hanks. I think that was him with his getting his pot toy on, or however you say it. But listen, a lot of people say that's what Sebastian's going to be when he get older. He's going to act just like that. And I can see it, man. That little kid has so much soul. He has so much soul, and he just had the culture down. Like, he was just into it. We see this is evident at the beginning of the episode when a mom ordered the kid some eggs Benedict. Who orders a kid eggs Benedict, to be honest with you? Like, I never heard of that happening before. But she orders the kid an eggs Benedict, and he says he wants some spicy curry mango on it. That's in the fridge. His dad puts it on there, and his dad takes some, and it's too hot for him. And I knew right then and there was some kind of disconnect. And that's what happens a lot of times with people who have money. They have these nannies who come in, help them with the kids, but are actually raising these kids, and everyone's actually doing a job, and these parents have no kind of connection with their kids at all. They don't know anything about them. They don't know how to rub their back when they need to be asleep. They don't come in for picture day, and you see right then and there that Sylvia is the one who really much raised these kids. Every time the mom does something, he says, well, Sylvia does this. She walks me to my class. She does this. She rubs my back. She sits in a chair. She sings me this. So these parents are so self-absorbed. They're neglecting their son, and they fail to even realize it. We see it again when the family arrives at a funeral, that they're actually debating if they should even go to, because they don't know how Sebastian, aka Bash, is going to handle this. And one of the top WTFs is that they're getting a knock on his door, and every time the father opens the door, it's a picture it's an envelope being laid at the door, and it's titled, it's named or mailed to Sylvia. So he sends it back to center. The doorman is saying he don't know who even brought it in. He didn't see anybody. So that's the WTF. Who is delivering his package? Next WTF, we see that Bash goes to school, and not only that, he's coaching his mom through ocean breathing, and he's trying to give her some coping mechanisms to deal with her anxiety, I guess. So he's kind of parenting her about certain stuff, and she doesn't even know where his classroom is. She doesn't even know to bring him to his classroom, and he's just kind of coaching her like, yo, Sylvia does this, Sylvia does that. And the WTF within that is that Sylvia has spent so much time with Bash and other kids, she's actually, we learn later on, is neglecting her own kids because she's out providing for them. So we see that at the funeral, and that's the biggest WTF. One of them is her daughter actually banging on the casket, saying, why didn't you help me? And why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do this? And other family members are like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And we see it cause a big ass brawl, and the family becomes irate, and it's crazy. And the the white people, they trying to get the hell out of here. Like, yo, I ain't signed up for this. This is not what this is not what we signed up for. Another WTF, the fact that they're debating that if they should even go to the funeral, because they don't know how, like I said, this is going to impact Bash. But then they see so much of her in Bash, it'd be kind of obscene not to go. And then them actually wondering if they should tell Bash, and the fact that he handled it like such a G, like, well, she died, can she come back and say hi? And they're like, nah. And they like, yo, they had funerals, and they decided to actually take him to the funeral. And I don't know, listen, would you have took your son to a funeral if it was the caregiver? I would feel like it's only right. Like, you gotta think about it. Sylvia was kind of like, she was more of a mom than his actual mom was. His mom didn't know really too much about him. She was giving him eggs Benedict and all this bland food and just a bunch of stuff that he wasn't really keen to or didn't really like. She didn't really know too much about him. The kid was watching The Proud Family, for God's sake, on his tablet. The Proud Family. That's a black show. And I love it. My daughter watched that, like the newer ones that come on. So I was like, I was all into him. From the jump, I was messing with Bash. I'm like, yo, he got it. That's my guy. So listen, it says, at the funeral, we get a peek at the man Sebastian could grow up to become, and we all know who that is. Chet Hanks. Curtis, a white young man from Tribeca, who's got an accent like he's fresh off the plane from Trinidad, because Sylvia was his sitter. Her impact on the children she cares for runs deep, because she's like a real mother to them. And I kept saying it throughout this episode that Bash mother, Brownwind, doesn't really seem like a mother to me. She seems distant, like a stepmother. And in the episode's final moment, the dad finally receives his son's photos from the school, which is the next WTF. And we see that the photos were actually taken with Sylvia. And this was brought up early in the episode. When the mom took him to school, she asked, yo, why weren't you there for picture day? And she brought this back to the dad. And he was like, well, we couldn't have been the only family that wasn't there. That was their response. Instead of saying, we're right, maybe we should make sure we're there next time, blah, blah, blah. And we see that Sylvia actually stepped in to take the pictures for him, which leads us to the next WTF, because this was the third time the pictures got delivered when he decided to open them. And we wonder who left these pictures. A lot of people speculating that it was Sylvia's ghost. Some people saying it was the teacher. I guess one of the teachers lived across the hall. So we really don't know yet who delivered these pictures or not. It's been speculating. It's a rumor going around. I will do a poll tomorrow on my YouTube channel, and I would like to know who delivered these pictures. My guess is Atlanta. You will never know. The next WTF. What was that airdrop that the father received on the phone? If you know, post it in the comments for me. I have no idea what that was. It looked like a booty hole, but I'm not sure. Somebody said, I saw on Twitter, that it's something that'll come up later on in a later episode. Some people saying our Bash is the kid that grows up to be in the episodes they aired prior. The guy that played in The Hangover, Doug, that's Bash when he gets older. I don't think that's it. And we'll see. I don't know. I just seen something. 42 Doug challenges 6'9" to a squabble. 42 Doug, like 5'3". He can't fight. And 6'9" a rap, but I think 6'9" to wash him. Sorry, that was off subject. But yeah, we see a photo of the sitter and the son sitting like their mother and son in the final photo. She seems to be making a face that kind of mocking, kind of taunting, kind of saying he's really my kid. I'm his true family. I mean, his real parents didn't show up for family day, didn't know how to get him to eat, and didn't know how to properly rub his back when he was stressed. And listen, why was the dad listening to Sada Baby? I don't know why, but I was rocking with it. Maybe it's that he wasn't really listening to Sada Baby. It was just a theme song coming in. But to me, it seemed like he was listening to Sada Baby. And I was messing with that, because I mess with Sada Baby. Sada Baby, I need a feature, man. Hit me up. I got a hit for us. Anyway, So in this universe, the black folks know all about the white person's world. The white family is known to many of people at the funeral, but the white adults know nothing of the black woman's world. Typical, as the episode moves on, they learn more and more about the deceased sitter. She was a mother, she was a dancer, she was an immigrant who was devoted to her family in Trinidad. She used to take money from America and send it to certain family members in Trinidad. We also learned that she had a famous NFL player in her family that the dad is actually surprised and proud of. You're like, oh, yo, she was related to such and such, whoever she said. And we learn more of that about the real person. And then we learn a lot when the bitter daughter, Princess, rushes to the stage and grabs the mic. What I said before, she's the answer to the question, what's happening to the sitter's kids while the sitter is with your kids? Princess's anger is palpable as she interrupts the service to yell. Listen, they was getting down too, man. The kid knew the song. I forget the name of the song. Y'all know the name of the song, posted in the comments. And the fact he was saying amen the whole time, I thought that was hysterical, man. But I think he was really, truly embodying, feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, amen, amen. He's singing the song, and he was when he was getting greeted at the car by the one daughter, he was like reciting all the quotes that her mom used to say. My mama always used to say, such and such. He finished it, and she was like, oh, you made me smile today. I was like, listen, man, look at black folk out here. Look at black folk out here raising these white kids and bringing them to our culture. And then people get mad at the girl that was singing to the little baby song, wondering, oh, why is this so special? Because listen, you look at this episode. That's why it's special. Because you got somebody that's not from this culture and is embracing it and willing to learn it, and then post a video rapping it. Oh, this was just a normal black girl. This wouldn't be. Yeah, because it's expected for a black girl to know it. You're black. This is your culture. Or if a black girl was singing a country song, it wouldn't be black. How? We don't know that. Sing a country song and post it on TikTok. Let's make it go viral. I would support it. Or that's not for us to support. That's country folks support it. I don't know. But stop being mad at dumb shit. Okay, straight thoughts. Listen, when the dad parks the car behind him on the wall, we see, this is another WTF, pictures of Paperboy. So I love the little nod that they gave to our regular crew, Earn and the guys. We see a bunch of posters of Paperboy, and it says something about a home return concert or a homecoming concert, and he's on there looking fly. So I'm like, okay, I like the little nod. And at first I was wondering where they were until in the funeral they actually said they were in New York, and when they were talking about Tribeca, so I figured they were in New York. and listen, I like the fact that they make it known that Paperboy exists, you know, outside of Europe. So in the States, he still is getting a little love. And I see that it's interesting to me that they're giving a season about the gang's trip to Europe that's intercut with stories about random characters in America. I can't ever recall a show telling so many narratives from the outside of the world of the main characters. It's just another example of Atlanta breaking the rules or the norms of TV with impunity and getting away with it because they're so good and because the audience loves them so much that they'll follow them anywhere. I like these episodes, man. I see people complaining, and then I see people giving the flowers. A lot of people saying, all right, this is the best season. Let's not go that far. Come on. We all know first season is the best season. Let's be honest. First season had so many classic episodes. The jail scene. You in here, that's a dude. No. Gay, that's just something in jail. But you was on the outside. Come on, so many classic episodes. Come on, man, back to back. Come on, you know Gucci Man? And I locked them up. Like, come on, like, y'all better stop it. Y'all better stop. Y'all bet not. What's the one episode? The BANS. When the guy is like, he's black kid, but he relates to a middle-aged white man, and he like, come on. Y'all gotta stop this. Don't do this. Do not do this. I understand it's new, it's hot, and it's good that the characters and the gang have returned. This is a nice, refreshing spin they're putting on things. The creativity is on full display, but we not about to undercut the first 2 seasons of this thing, talking about this is the best season. Now, season 2, maybe you can argue with, but season 1 is the OG, is classic. You got these characters who came from obscurity, who look dirty, like they didn't have any money, and you see the progression to them doing better, and now they at the top. So let's not do that. This episode I did enjoy. I thought it was good. I thought they dropped the ball on a lot of moments that could have been a little funny, but I understand Atlanta's humor, and I think they hit the ball and hit the mark with a bunch of things. So listen, when they fighting at the funeral and the guy is like, "Don't leave. This is just how we process our anger." You know, he was like, "We're sad. This is how we process our sadness." That's what he says. He's like, "Oh no, we're not leaving because of this." I'm like, it's funny. But let me know what you guys think. If there's anything I left out, I'm pretty sure I did. Post it in the comments below. As always, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. And yeah, till next time. Peace.